Hello, and welcome back to Code Your English, the channel that helps you improve your English while learning something new and interesting about the world. My name is Jason, and I'm so happy to have you here today. Whether you're walking, cooking, sitting at home, or just relaxing, thank you for choosing this podcast. I really want to say a big thank you for your amazing support. Many of you have shared kind words, messages, and feedback. It really means a lot to me. It tells me that this podcast is helping you not only with English, but also with your life and your motivation. So thank you. You are the reason this podcast continues. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something really powerful. It's something that can change your life, your career, your studies, or even your relationships. It's called the psychology of winners, or in simple words, how successful people think. Have you ever wondered why some people keep going even when life is hard? Why some people stay positive even after failing many times? Why some people seem to grow and learn while others give up? Today, we'll look at what successful people do differently. Not outside, but inside their mind. Now, when I say winner or successful person, I don't just mean someone who has a lot of money or a big house. No, a successful person can be someone who is kind, someone who doesn't give up, someone who is always learning, someone who is living their own dream, even if it's small. In this podcast, we'll talk about how these people think, how they see the world, and how you can start thinking like them in your daily life. By the end of this episode, you will learn many interesting things. You will learn how successful people think about problems, how they react to failure, how they build good habits, and how they stay strong inside. You will also get some easy tips to help you start thinking like a winner, step by step, in your own way. And of course, you will practice your English listening and speaking while doing it. So, are you ready? Let's take a deep breath and begin this journey into the mind of successful people. Let's learn how winners think, and how you can become one too. What is a winner or a successful person? Before we talk about how winners think, let's first understand a simple but important question. What is a winner? What does it mean to be a successful person? Many people hear these words every day. Winner, success, achievement. But what do they really mean? And more importantly, what do they mean to you? When we hear the word winner, we often think about someone who wins a race, a competition, or a game. Maybe we think about someone who always comes first, or someone who gets the highest score. When we hear the word successful, we may think about people who have a lot of money, big jobs, or beautiful houses. But in this podcast, we're not just talking about that kind of success. We're talking about something deeper. A winner is not just someone who wins a prize. A winner is someone who keeps going, even when life is hard. A winner is someone who grows, learns, and becomes better every day. Success is not the same for everyone. In fact, success means different things to different people. For one person, success might be building a big company. For another person, success might be learning how to speak English confidently. For someone else, success could mean raising a happy family, staying healthy, or helping their community. All of these are good. All of these are true success stories. That's why we should never compare our lives to other people's lives. Your journey is your own. Your success is not smaller just because it looks different. Let me give you a few simple examples to help you understand. Imagine a man who grows up in a small village. He does not have a lot of money or education, but he works hard, learns new skills, and starts his own small shop. After many years, he becomes the first person in his village to send his children to college. Is he rich? Maybe not. But is he successful? Yes, very much. He worked with what he had, and he never gave up. That is what a winner does. Now think about a young woman who is very shy and scared to speak in public. For many years, she hides her ideas because she thinks her voice is not good enough. But one day, she decides to change. She starts speaking a little in small meetings. She joins a speaking club. She makes mistakes, but she keeps going. After 2 years, she gives a speech in front of 200 people. For her, this is a huge success. She may not be famous, but she is a winner, because she faced her fear and grew stronger. Let's take one more example. A teenager who studies every day to pass a difficult exam, even when others are playing games or watching TV. He doesn't give up, even when he's tired. He works hard for weeks, months, maybe even years. And finally, he passes the exam and gets into the school or job he dreamed of. That is success. That is what a winner looks like. Someone who stays focused, works hard, and keeps going when it's difficult. So, as you can see, success is not always about being rich, famous, or perfect. It's about progress. It's about getting better, little by little. It's about not giving up when you fall. It's about trying again, even when you're scared or tired. A winner is not always the fastest or the smartest person. A winner is simply someone who keeps showing up and doing their best. That brings me to an important question for you, the listener. What does success mean to you? Take a moment to think. Is it learning English well? Is it finding a good job? Is it being a good parent or friend? Is it living a peaceful life or helping others? There is no wrong answer. Your idea of success is your own, and your journey toward it is just as valuable as anyone else's. As we continue in this episode, I want you to remember this. You don't have to be rich or famous to be successful. You don't have to be perfect to be a winner. You just need to keep going, keep learning, and keep believing that growth is possible. Every small step you take, every effort you make, brings you closer to your own version of success. How winners think differently. Now, let's talk about something very important: the way winners think. Many people believe that successful people are lucky, rich, or special. Some even think that they were just born that way. But that's not true. The real difference is not about money, family, or talent. The real difference is inside their mind. It's about how they think every day. And this way of thinking is called a mindset. A mindset is the way you see yourself and the world around you. It's like the glasses you wear. If your glasses are dirty, you see the world in a dark or unclear way. But if your glasses are clean, you see things clearly and with more hope. The same is true with mindset. If your mindset is negative or limited, it's hard to grow. But if your mindset is open and strong, you can do much more. Let me introduce you to 2 types of mindset: fixed mindset and growth mindset. These ideas were shared by a famous psychologist named Carol Dweck. Don't worry about the big names. We're going to keep everything simple and clear. People with a fixed mindset believe that things cannot change. They think, I'm either smart or I'm not, or I can do this or I can't. They believe that talent is everything, And if they fail at something, it means they are not good enough. For example, imagine a student who gets a bad grade in English. If they have a fixed mindset, they may say, "I'm just bad at English. I'll never be good." And then they stop trying. But people with a growth mindset believe something very different. They believe that they can improve with time, practice, and effort. If they don't know something today, they say, "That's okay, I can learn it." If they fail, they don't feel weak or sad forever. They learn from it. They try again. They grow from it. Let's take the same example. A student gets a bad grade. But this time the student says, "This is not the result I wanted. But now I know where I need to improve. I'll try harder next time." That is the mindset of a winner. So, when we say winners think differently, we mean that they choose the growth mindset. They don't give up when life gets hard. They don't stop because of mistakes. In fact, they often see mistakes as part of learning. For them, failure is not the end. It's just a lesson. Let's look at a simple real-life example. Think about someone who wants to start a small business. In the beginning, it's not easy. Maybe the first idea doesn't work. Maybe they lose money. A person with a fixed mindset might say, "I failed. I'm not good at this. I should stop." But a person with a growth mindset says, "Okay, this didn't work, but I learned something. Next time, I'll do it better." This way of thinking helps them to move forward, and step by step, they become successful. Even in sports, we can see this difference. A new player may lose many games in the beginning, but winners don't stop there. They think, "What can I do better?" They talk to coaches. They practice more. They watch their mistakes. And they use every small failure to grow stronger. Another important part of how winners think is positive thinking. Now, this does not mean that they are always happy or always smiling. No, they feel sad and tired just like anyone else. But the difference is that they do not let negative thoughts control them. When something bad happens, they look for a solution. When they feel fear, they still take action. They tell themselves, "I can do this. I am learning. I will grow." This kind of self-talk gives them strength. Positive thinking is also about believing that the future can be better. Winners don't always know what will happen next, but they believe in their own ability to face it. They say, "I may not have all the answers today, but I can find them." They trust the process. They keep moving forward, one small step at a time. And here's something very interesting. This way of thinking is not magic. It's a skill. And like any skill, you can learn it. You can train your mind to think like a winner. It starts by changing small thoughts. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I can try." Instead of, "I'm not smart," say, "I can learn." This small change in thinking makes a big difference over time. So, the next time you face a problem, try to stop for a moment. Ask yourself, how can I think like a winner in this situation? Maybe it's about finding the lesson. Maybe it's about staying calm. Or maybe it's about trying again, even after failing. Whatever it is, remind yourself, growth is always possible. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Remember, successful people are not superhuman. They are just normal people who think in a powerful way. They choose growth. They stay positive. And they never stop learning. Habits of successful thinkers. Let's now talk about something very important: the thinking habits of successful people. You see, the way we think every day becomes our habit, and our habits shape our actions. Over time, our actions shape our life. That's why it's important to pay attention to our thinking habits. If we think like successful people, we are more likely to take smart actions and reach our goals. So, what kind of thinking habits do successful people have? How do winners think in their daily life? Let's look at 5 simple but powerful habits that you can start practicing too. The first habit is that they focus on goals. Successful people are clear about what they want. They don't just live day by day without direction. They have a goal in mind, and they think about it often. This helps them stay focused and not get lost in small problems. For example, imagine a student who wants to become a nurse. Every day, she thinks about her goal. Even when her classes are hard or when she feels tired, she reminds herself, "I want to become a nurse." This goal gives her energy and motivation. She plans her day better, studies harder, and avoids distractions, all because her goal is clear in her mind. The second habit of successful thinkers is that they learn from mistakes. Winners don't hate mistakes. They learn from them. When something goes wrong, they don't give up or blame others. Instead, they ask, "What can I learn from this?" Think about a man who starts a business and fails. Maybe he loses money or makes some bad decisions. A person with the right mindset will take time to reflect. He may say, "Okay, I see what I did wrong. Next time, I will do it better." This habit turns every mistake into a lesson. Over time, these lessons make him smarter and stronger. Another habit is that they stay calm during problems. Life is full of challenges. Things don't always go the way we want. But successful people train their minds to stay calm and think clearly, even when things go wrong. For example, imagine a teacher who prepares for a big class, but the internet stops working. Instead of getting angry or panicking, she takes a deep breath and quickly finds another way to teach. Maybe she uses her phone or writes on the board. This calm thinking helps her solve the problem. And the students feel better too, because they see a calm leader in front of them. Staying calm doesn't mean you don't feel stress. It means you don't let stress control your actions. Next, successful thinkers know when to ask for help. Many people think that asking for help is a weakness, but actually, it's a strength. Nobody knows everything, and nobody can do everything alone. Winners understand this. They are not afraid to say, "I don't understand this. Can you help me?" Or, "I need advice." What would you do in this situation? For example, a new employee might feel lost in a company. Instead of staying quiet and confused, she asks her manager to explain things again. She learns faster, makes fewer mistakes, and builds good relationships, all because she asked for help at the right time. The final habit we'll talk about today is that they keep learning every day. Successful people never stop learning. They read, they listen, they ask questions, and they stay curious. They know that the world is always changing, and learning helps them grow. You don't have to go to school every day to learn. Learning can happen in small ways. Reading an article, listening to a podcast like this one, watching a useful video, or simply reflecting on your day. Think about someone who wants to improve their English. Instead of only studying grammar, they also listen to English songs, watch English shows, and try to speak with others. Every day, they do something small to learn, and over time, they become confident speakers. So let's quickly remember these 5 thinking habits of successful people. They stay focused on their goals. They learn from their mistakes. They stay calm during problems. They ask for help when needed. And they keep learning every day. These are not magic habits. These are simple habits, but they need practice. Anyone can build these habits, including you. The more you practice them, the more natural they will feel. You don't have to do everything perfectly from the beginning. You can start small. Pick one habit that feels important to you. Maybe today you can write down your goal. Or maybe you can think about a mistake and what it taught you. Or maybe you can learn one new thing before you go to bed. Small actions lead to big change. Remember, successful thinking is a skill. You can learn it. You can grow it. And over time, it can change the way you live, work, and learn. The role of self-belief and confidence. Let's now talk about one of the most important parts of a winner's mindset, something that sits deep inside the mind and heart. This is called self-belief. You may also hear people use the word confidence. These two words are very close in meaning. They both describe how much you trust yourself and your abilities. Without self-belief, it's very difficult to grow, to try new things, or to move forward in life. That's why it plays such a big role in the psychology of winners. So, what exactly is self-belief? In simple words, self-belief means that you believe you are capable. You believe that you can learn, improve, and handle life's challenges. It does not mean you believe you are perfect. It does not mean you never make mistakes. It just means that deep inside, you trust that you can figure things out, step by step. You may not know how to do something today, but you believe that with time and effort, you will learn how to do it. Confidence is very similar. It's the feeling you have when you say, "Yes, I can do this," or even, "I'm not sure yet, but I'm willing to try." Confidence helps you to take action, even when things feel difficult or new. Without confidence, people often stay in the same place. They don't try new jobs, they don't speak up in class, and they don't follow their dreams. But with confidence, people take steps. They speak, they act, and they learn. Even if they fail, they don't stop, because they trust that they will get better. Now, here's something important to understand. Self-belief is not something you are born with. It's something you build. Just like a muscle in your body, self-belief grows when you use it. The more you take small actions, the more confident you become. For example, if you are afraid to speak English, and you stay quiet all the time, your confidence stays small. But if you start speaking, even just one sentence a day, your confidence grows. And after a few weeks or months, you will feel stronger inside. One very useful way to build self-belief is by taking small steps. Many people try to do big things all at once, and when they fail, they feel bad and give up. But winners know that big success starts with small steps. For example, if you want to run 5 kilometers, you don't start by running all 5 on the first day. You start by walking, then jogging, then slowly increasing your distance. In the same way, if you want to build confidence in learning, start with small goals. Read 1 page a day. Speak 1 sentence a day. Ask 1 question a day. These small steps may seem simple, but they are very powerful. Every step builds your belief in yourself. Another good technique is to use positive self-talk. This means the way you talk to yourself in your mind. Many people say negative things to themselves, like, "I'm not good at this," or "I always fail." This kind of thinking makes self-belief weaker. But successful thinkers do something different. They talk to themselves in a kind and helpful way. They say things like, I can learn this, or it's okay to make mistakes, or I'm getting better every day. These small positive thoughts make a big difference over time. You can also try writing down your small successes. At the end of the day, think about something you did well, even if it's very small. Maybe you answered a question in class. Maybe you said hello to someone in English. Maybe you studied for 10 minutes. Write it down. Look at your progress. Remind yourself that you are growing. This will help you trust yourself more. Finally, surround yourself with people who believe in you. If you are always around negative people who tell you that you can't do something, it's very hard to grow confidence. But if you spend time with people who support you and lift you up, it becomes much easier to believe in yourself. And remember, you can be that kind person for someone else too. So to sum up, self-belief and confidence are not special gifts. They are habits. They are ways of thinking. You can build them, little by little, every single day. Take small steps. Speak kindly to yourself. Celebrate your progress. And keep going, even when it's hard. When you believe in yourself, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep moving forward. That is what successful people do. That is what winners do. Common challenges and how winners handle them. Everyone faces challenges. Even the most successful people in the world feel fear, experience failure, and sometimes get rejected. The difference is not that winners avoid these problems. The difference is in how they handle them. They don't let fear stop them. They don't let failure break them. And they don't let rejection make them feel worthless. They see these challenges as part of the journey. In this part of the podcast, we're going to talk about these three big challenges: fear, failure, and rejection, and how winners deal with them in a smart and strong way. Let's start with fear. Everyone feels fear. It's a normal human emotion. We feel afraid when we try something new, when we speak in public, when we take a risk, or when we think we might fail. But winners understand something important. Fear is not a stop sign. It's just a signal. It means you're growing. It means you're stepping outside your comfort zone. For example, think about someone who wants to move to another country for work. They are afraid because it's a big change. But instead of saying, I can't do this, they say, I'm scared, but I'll prepare well and do my best. That's how winners face fear, with action, not avoidance. The second big challenge is failure. Many people are so afraid to fail that they never try. But winners think differently. They know that failure is not the end. It's just a part of learning. Think about Thomas Edison, the man who invented the electric light bulb. He failed many, many times before he succeeded. But he once said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. That mindset is powerful. It turns failure into feedback. When winners fail, they ask themselves, what went wrong? What can I do better next time? They don't feel ashamed. They feel curious. They try again, smarter than before. Now let's talk about rejection. Rejection means someone says no to you. Maybe you don't get the job you wanted. Maybe someone doesn't like your idea. Maybe you apply for a course and don't get accepted. It hurts, of course. But winners don't let rejection destroy their confidence. They know it happens to everyone, even the most successful people. Think about J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books. Her book was rejected by 12 different publishers before someone finally said yes. If she had given up after the first rejection, the world would never have read her stories. That's the power of persistence, the decision to keep going even when others say no. So how can you handle these challenges in your own life? Let's talk about some easy tips you can try. When you feel fear, take small actions. Don't wait to feel ready. Start with something simple. For example, if you're afraid to speak English, try saying just one sentence to someone. Then two. Then more. The action helps reduce the fear. When you take action, your confidence grows. When you face failure, change your questions. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Write down the lessons. Try again with a new plan. Remember, failure is not personal. It's just part of the process. It's a teacher, not a punishment. And when you feel rejected, remind yourself, this no does not define my worth. Everyone hears no sometimes. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means that this opportunity was not the right one, or not the right time. Keep improving. Keep showing up. Your yes will come. It also helps to talk to someone. Share your feelings with a friend, teacher, or family member. Sometimes just saying the words out loud can make the challenge feel smaller. Don't hide your struggles. Everyone has them. And sharing them makes you stronger, not weaker. Finally, celebrate your courage. If you face fear, if you keep trying after failure, or if you move forward after rejection, take a moment to feel proud. You're doing what winners do. You're building a strong mindset, one challenge at a time. How to think like a winner in daily life. Now that we've talked about how successful people think and how they face challenges, you might be asking, how can I think like a winner in my daily life? That's a great question. Because the truth is, you don't have to wait for a big moment, a big opportunity, or a big success to start thinking like a winner. You can begin right now, today, with simple actions and small changes in your thinking. In this part of the podcast, I'll share a few easy and powerful tips that can help you build a winner's mindset every day. The first simple tip is this: start the day with a plan. Many people wake up and go through the day without thinking about what they really want to do. But winners take a few minutes each morning to plan their day. This doesn't have to be a long or complicated list. Just write down 2 or 3 things that are most important for the day. Maybe you want to study English for 20 minutes. Maybe you want to finish a task at work. Maybe you want to call someone or do some exercise. When you have a plan, your mind becomes more focused. You don't waste time or energy deciding what to do next. You move forward with purpose, and that's how winners live. The second tip is to be thankful for small things. Gratitude, or thankfulness, is a powerful tool for thinking like a winner. It helps you stay positive and see the good in your life, even when things aren't perfect. Every day, try to notice and appreciate small things: a good meal, a kind word from a friend, the fact that you have a phone to listen to this podcast. You can even write down 1 to 3 things you are thankful for at the end of the day. This small habit helps train your mind to focus on what's going well, not just on what's wrong. And a positive mind is a strong mind. The third important habit is to speak kindly to yourself. This may sound strange, but the way we talk to ourselves, in our thoughts, really affects how we feel. and what we do. Many people say negative things to themselves like, "I'm not good at this," or "I always make mistakes." But winners don't speak to themselves like that. They know that kind, encouraging words help build confidence. So they say things like, "I'm learning," "I did my best," or "Next time, I'll try again." Try it yourself. Notice your thoughts. If you catch yourself saying something negative, pause and change the sentence. Treat yourself like you would treat a good friend, with support, care, and kindness. Another key idea is don't give up easily. It's very normal to feel tired, frustrated, or even hopeless sometimes. But winners don't stop just because things get hard. They take breaks, they rest, but they come back and try again. For example, if you're trying to learn English and you don't understand a grammar point, don't say, "I'll never get it." Say, "This is hard right now, but if I keep going, I'll understand it." Every winner has moments when they wanted to give up, but they didn't. And that's what made the difference. So keep going, even when it's difficult. You are stronger than you think. All of these tips are small and simple, but if you practice them every day, they can make a big change in the way you think and feel. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up and try. Wake up with a plan. Look for things to be thankful for. Use kind words when you talk to yourself. And stay strong when things are tough. These are the habits of a winner. And they are habits that you can learn. I want to encourage you to try at least one of these tips today. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start now. Pick one habit. Maybe writing down your daily goals or saying one kind sentence to yourself in the mirror. And do it. And then do it again tomorrow. Each small action builds your winner's mindset, and each step brings you closer to the person you want to become. Remember, thinking like a winner is not about being the best. It's about becoming your best, step by step, day by day, through your choices, your attitude, and your thoughts. You already have the power inside you. Now it's time to use it. We're now coming to the end of today's episode, and I want to take a few minutes to go over everything we've talked about. This has been a deep and powerful topic, the psychology of winners, and I hope you found it useful, simple, and inspiring. Let's take a moment to recap the key ideas. First, we started by understanding what a winner or successful person really is. A winner is not just someone who wins a prize or has a lot of money. A winner is someone who keeps growing, keeps learning, and doesn't give up. Success looks different for everyone, and that's okay. Your success is about your goals, your values, and your personal journey. Then we talked about how winners think differently. They don't believe they are born with all the answers. Instead, they have a growth mindset. They believe they can learn, improve, and become better through hard work and practice. When they face problems, they look for solutions. When they make mistakes, they try again. We also explored the habits of successful thinkers, small daily actions that build a strong mindset. These include focusing on goals, learning from mistakes, staying calm in tough times, asking for help when needed, and learning something new every day. These habits are simple, but very powerful when you practice them often. Then, we spoke about the importance of self-belief and confidence. Winners believe in themselves, even when things are difficult. They take small steps, speak kindly to themselves, and celebrate progress. Confidence is not something you are born with. It's something you build, slowly, one action at a time. Of course, winners also face challenges like fear, failure, and rejection, but they don't let those things stop them. Instead of being afraid of failure, they learn from it. Instead of letting rejection bring them down, they keep going. They understand that every challenge is a chance to grow stronger and smarter. And finally, we talked about how to think like a winner in daily life. It's not about big, dramatic changes. It's about small, simple habits. Starting your day with a plan, being thankful for little things, speaking kindly to yourself, and not giving up when things are hard. These are things you can start doing today, right now, and they can make a big difference over time. Now, I want to leave you with a simple question. What is one thing you can do today to think like a winner? Maybe you can write down your goals for the day. Maybe you can stop a negative thought and replace it with a positive one. Maybe you can try something new, even if it feels a little scary. Or maybe you can remind yourself that mistakes are part of learning. Whatever it is, take one small step. Winners are not made in one day. They are made by choosing the right mindset again and again. And don't forget, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. Every step forward is a win. Every lesson you learn makes you stronger. You already have the ability to grow, improve, and succeed. All it takes is belief, action, and a little patience. Before we end completely, I have something special for you. A short speaking practice section. I'm going to ask you a few questions. After each question, you can pause the podcast and give your answer. Try to speak in full sentences. Even short answers are okay. Just try your best. Let's begin. Question 1. Who is a successful person you know? This could be someone famous or someone in your family or community. Think about what makes them successful. Is it their job, their personality, or the way they live their life? Question 2. What does success mean to you? There is no right or wrong answer. Your idea of success might be different from others. For example, is success about being happy, helping people, reaching your goals? Try to explain what success looks like in your own life. Question 3. What do you do when you make a mistake? Mistakes happen to everyone. What's important is how we react. Do you get upset, or do you try to learn from it? Share what you usually do and how you feel. Question 4. What is one small habit you can start today to think like a winner? Maybe it's writing down your goals. Maybe it's saying something positive to yourself. Maybe it's practicing English every day. Think of one habit and describe it. Question 5. Have you ever faced fear or failure? What did you do? Think about a moment when you felt scared or failed at something. How did you deal with it? Did you try again? Did you learn something new? Share your experience, even if it's short. Take your time with each question. Don't worry about grammar or pronunciation. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to practice thinking and speaking in English, just like real communication. Thank you so much for joining me today on this episode of Code Your English. I hope you not only learned something new, but also practiced your listening, thinking, and maybe even speaking. This podcast is here to help you grow, both in English and in life. Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and keep thinking like a winner. You've got this. Take care, and see you in the next episode.